strong female character. She's not your usual damsel in distress. No, this girl is cool, badass, and maybe a little scantily dressed. She'll kick ass and take names, leave her male counterparts in the dust. But for a female character to be considered strong, she has to be robust. Masculine in figure, muscular like Hercules, with physical power great enough to force a man to his knees. And is this the way she should be portrayed, given masculine attributes and needing no aid? It's not the character herself that is weak or strong, it's the way that she's written, the way she's conveyed. There's no importance to whether she's sexy or gets laid. I hate strong female characters. I hate the example they set, placing a bar so high that can never be met. Is this the example to be shown to young girls? This is how you must act to get by in this world. You must man up, because that is how a female gains validation. Fighting with fists, not brains, and keeping her feelings in isolation, then with ladylike discretion she backs out of the narrative's way, leaving the male characters to be the ones who save the day. And if she wishes to succeed in her mission, then she must betray her own feelings, sacrificing romance for the slightest chance of standing in the spotlight, because to be strong she can't show emotion. Writing her backstory deserves no devotion, she becomes nothing more than a human checklist, presenting stereotypical qualities for being feminist, leaving her no room to move in this claustrophobic little box, where any interesting storyline is instantaneously blocked, with no permission to do anything considered unorthodox. Her character has the depth of a puddle in dry season. No further exploration, because what would be the reason? This guy over here, he's far more interesting. And strong male characters, where do they come in? A man's strength is assumed, it needs no questioning. But strength of character goes further beyond. A person's strength and genitals don't directly correspond. A character should be strong first, then female, not the other way around. More time and thought should go into her background, because the strongest characters can sometimes be weak. There's no shame in a character being far from their peak. Weakness allows for development. A character once delicate by the end of their story may be in their element. No female is ever irrelevant. Poetry and fancy wordplay on hold, here are some females I consider to be bold. Starting off with a very familiar character, we have Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. I believe she sets a wonderful example of what a strong female character should be. She's well developed, beginning her story with a reputation of being nothing more than a filthy mudblood. Throughout the series we see her flourish, using her intelligence and quick thinking to get the others out of some very sticky situations. She battles with her brains, although we all know she can throw a good punch when she needs to, earning her the title of the brightest witch of her age. And she's not neglected of romance, as by the end of her story we see her settle down happily with Ron Weasley. Next up, a more modern example, Maeve Wiley from Sex Education. Maeve is the sort of student that no one seems to expect much from. She goes under the radar until she smells a money-making opportunity and sets up the sex clinic with Otis. This leads her into a complex love triangle. We see her vulnerability explored through her relationship with Jackson, alongside her underlying feelings for Otis. Maeve is extremely intelligent, though not wanting to use this until encouraged to do so by a teacher. From this point we see her grow in confidence and begin to become her own person, despite coming from a flawed background which occasionally likes to rear its ugly head. Finally, we have my personal favourite, Gwen Cooper from Torchwood. Having worked in the police force for a number of years, Gwen can't fight her curiosity when Torchwood turn up on one of her crime scenes and seem to bring someone back to life. Tracking down their base, leader Captain Jack Harkness can't help be impressed, and invites her to join the team. Gwen fits the stereotype of being a badass, no arguments. She fights in the field, shoots first and asks questions later, but behind closed doors she's an extremely emotionally vulnerable character. Putting up a hard exterior takes a toll on Gwen. She begins the show caring about individuals, saving as many lives as possible, but by the end of the last season she will sacrifice anything and anyone to save her family. These three characters differ massively in terms of genre, character, storyline. However, they are all undoubtedly examples of strong female characters.